some people would say, I'm going to play devil's advocate here, why keep pouring money into a failing system? I mean, that's the definition of insanity, to keep doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. You are not thinking outside the box, to use a phrase I hate. All you want to do is keep pouring money in. Where's the innovation? You can raise tuition. You can do other things.
Well, I think you're going to see an increase in tuition. And again, we've got the state policy that has existed since the creation in 1864 that we'd be a low-fee, low-tax, not low-fee, low-tuition state. And of course, elected leaders have consistently ignored that over the years. So we're going to be abdicating that because what's going to happen at the end of, I think, this session of the legislature, you're going to see the board probably increase tuition somewhere around 10%, probably each of the next 2 years. That should take us up to about
20%.
I think you'll see 20%, frankly, for the board, and I think the board has a responsibility in some way. You talk about shared sacrifice. Certainly, the students have to pay their proportionate share.
How does that affect access, though, sir?
Well, it affects access, and that's what's so troubling about it. And there's no way to make this work unless we increase the available student aid, the proportionate amount. And again, if access can't be much more important than here in Nevada, rural Nevada, we've got so many people here that are first-generation students. And again, we believe the proposed budget is short-sighted because we believe these dollars are an investment in higher education. There's no question that reforms can't occur within the higher education system. They've been going on for a number of years. We're going to continue to get sharp, more laser-focused. And again, we're here to produce the graduates, frankly, the economy needs. But let's not forget one telling story, John, and that is, why haven't companies been coming here for the past 10, 20 years?
Because of the education system. I've said this many times. It has nothing to do with the low tax system. But let me ask you this, sir. You just came up with a seminal point. The graduates that this university system, community colleges produce, they're supposed to be for the new economy. So you have this message from the governor, economic diversification, we've got to change the way we've done business, new paradigm. Yet he's cutting higher education, and yet then he's saying now, this week, that you got to change your curriculum too, realign to meet the demands of high-tech employers he wants to bring here. Here's what he said. Nevada can immediately align higher education curriculums, I thought it was curricula, to meet the skills needed by high-tech companies. I will talk to the presidents of universities and community colleges to identify what you all need, said Sandoval. And this was after a private meeting. He said that at a news conference. There's some kind of disconnect going on here.
Well, think about the disconnect. At that meeting, there wasn't a single official from higher education at that meeting. Not one official from higher ed was asked to participate.
Maybe he just thinks you're just the same. As I said, you're the same old story. He's thinking in a different way than you folks.
Well, you know what? I think he's talking about innovation. We're going to agree with him on that. He's talking about diversification. I mean, we're the solution to diversification. I don't think he means bringing in people here from out of state. I don't think that's what the governor's talking about. I think we're talking about producing graduates from within the state of Nevada.
We need an educated workforce to bring in these companies. They don't want to come in here because they don't see an educated workforce. They see a lower education system that is not very well funded. Isn't that the reason businesses aren't moving?
I think it's absolutely inescapable. I mean, I think that's the only conclusion you can draw, because if we want to rely on this tax mantra, we would be flooded here with businesses from all over. I mean, we would be the most diverse state in the country if it was simply a low-tax climate. We've got the weather. I mean, you got the weather, you got low taxes. What else do you want? You want an educated workforce.
You've been very forthright in talking about the need for a revenue package and the need for taxes here on this program and elsewhere. Why isn't it incumbent on you? I know you're not a policy guy on taxes, but the regions to say, here's what we think is the right way to do it.
You know what? I'd love to be a member of the legislature where I could devise the tax plan that would generate the income necessary to fund, the services that we need here, because it's all investment-based. It's about having the conversation that we need to have.
So you just want to say raise taxes, but not tell them what tax you want to raise?
What we need to do, John, is we need to have a conversation about what we value, and then let's fund it according to those values. But we don't have that conversation.
You don't
we
have
meet
the
here
time
every
to have
2
this
years.
kind of theoretical higher ed ivory tower conversation you want to have, sir. You got to decide: sales tax on services, corporate income tax, sales tax, property tax. What are you going to do?
Again, if it were my decision, I'd have a very specific proposal for you, but I don't want to abrogate the responsibility of the legislature, and I certainly don't. I'm not here to offend anyone, but I have some very clear views. But again, I don't think they're germane to my role as chairman of the board.
People get offended all the time on this program. It's fine. People offend people. You can join the club. Go ahead, sir.
No, understand. But again, not my purvey. I mean, again, that's up to the legislature to decide how they want to fund. But and you need to have that kind of policy debate. And again, that goes back to having a legislative session that happens every 2 years. I mean, it's not adequate. We're a grown-up state now. We should be meeting each and every year. We should be paying our legislators. We should be improving the quality of those that serve. So it's a good starting point.
All right, we're going to keep talking about this, as I know you are. We're going to keep doing segments on this. I promise you we're going to be up in Carson City every other week if we can. James Dean Leavitt, Chairman of the Board of Regents, appreciate your willingness to come on the program.
Appreciate the time.
All right.